So I brought you into my home today hoping that I can help you select colors for your own home a little easier. There's a couple tricks that I use as the sun's coming up and blinding me. There's a couple tricks that I use that I would say 99% of the time I find a color, I'm happy with the color I've selected. This whole room is what I'm working on now. We've been in this house for 20 years. We did this part, which is an addition, 15 years ago. And I'm gonna pull you, let me swing you around. When we did it, it was, everything then was brown and the cherry colored maple cabinets. Now, stainless steel was just starting to become popular. I didn't want stainless steel because I don't like work. So I went with the black. I still like the black appliances. I'm happy with that. I want to keep them. But you can see this countertop. It's a polished laminate. It has the look of granite, but it's just laminate. It's just, I needed something we could afford because we were doing a 3-story addition. So it had to be affordable, but I wanted it to look nice and I wanted it to last. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to come up with a cabinet color that will go with that wall. I love that wall. I did that grid wall maybe 6 years ago. It was definitely before my Etsy shops. So probably 6 years ago, I built that grid wall. I painted it that Anu gray, Anu, A-N-E-W. It's a Sherwin-Williams color. I love it. I love that color. And it goes with the brown floors and the brown sofa, neither of which I'm probably going to be able to change in the next few years. So anyway, how do you pick colors? First thing you do, what has to stay in the room? For me, it's the black countertops, the brown carpet, and I don't want to paint that gray. I like that color. It's actually, if you can see the door behind me, it's that same color. I just carried it around the molding. I like those colors. Maybe this one I can change. I'll pull you over here. This one is, it's gonna get glare. It's Natural Choice. It's kind of a very, 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 very pale tan. It's really a white with a tan brown undertone. That can go. I don't care about that. But so I needed to find a color that would allow me to keep this, allow me to keep our tile floors, and not have to paint that wall. So I jumped onto Houzz. If you're not familiar with Houzz, it's HOUZZ.com. It is a place that is eye candy if you like interior or exterior decor. It's just a place where designers and architects and contractors and everyone just uploads their rooms they've done, their remodels, their additions. Designers share their work, and there are some fabulously talented people out there. Or it could be you and me. It could be you're very proud of your room. You upload it and somebody else might see that and say, wow, I love that room. So anyway, I go to Houzz. I spend as much time there as I do, more than probably anybody else when I'm planning a room. So I knew I wanted a kitchen with black countertops. I didn't care about the floor so much at that point. So I put in the search bar, kitchen with black countertops and painted cabinets. That was my first search. So the first thing came up was black and white. I think it looks very, very good. But these cabinets, I'm gonna pull you around. I'm very lucky with my kitchen. These cabinets, right? When we did the addition, I actually planned the addition. You see the sink back there? That was a window. So I thought, well, I don't want to change the plumbing. So I just doubled the counter, and we were lucky enough that I was able to have that. So I don't want black and white counters or black and white cabinets because that would just be too much for white for me. I'm not that keen on white. even though I am doing the lake house all whites. But anyway, so whatever color I picked, I'm going to swing you back around and we'll go back here. Whatever color I picked, I knew that I had to like it. It was going to be a major part of the room. Well, like I said, I love that a new gray that's back there. So I thought if I went with a gray, that it would be look nice on these cabinets. And also it's kind of up and coming. I think people are moving, other than the farmhouse trend, those fixer-uppers, they're still gonna do that. They're still gonna follow Joanna Gaines, which I think she's very talented, just not my style. But anyway, I like more modern looks. I like a little bit different. I always like traditional. So as I'm doing my search, painted cabinets, I would put in traditional, or I'd put in, you know, black countertops with gray cabinets. And I found that I didn't like the gray. That just wasn't me. It was too cold. I like greige. That a new gray is a greige. Or greige. I don't know how you say it. It's like beige and gray mixed together. And so I knew I liked something like that. So I found that picture. I finally found a picture. It had a grayish green. And I knew that would work because just the black and the floor and the colors that I have upstairs in my bathroom actually are kind of sagey green. I'll be doing another day. But anyway, so I knew that would work in here. I like the wood baskets. I like my cutting boards that you can't see behind you. I wanted something that would go with natural wood, with black cabinets, and then the browns that I couldn't change. So this one it was a sagey green, and I could just picture it. So I pulled out my color deck. I told you, get a color deck. It's worth the $10 expense. And if you go to, I shouldn't publicize this, the Sherwin-Williams in Hershey, Pennsylvania, they don't make you pay. They just absorb that cost. Everybody else, it's $10. It's a $10 investment that these colors, they really don't change them often. I have a color deck from 10 years ago that it's still pretty much the same colors from Sherwin-Williams. Anyway, so I pulled out my Sherwin-Williams, pulled out my Ben Moore color deck, and isolated. I took it, I put it on the counter. I don't know if you'll see this. Let's see, I'll pull you down. I put it on the counter, see if I liked it. I put it under the counter. I put it down on the floor, and I would just look. And you can see when you look at color enough, you can pick out, it changes the color around it. There were some colors that I put on the floor that it made the gray look pink. And I went, no, I don't want that. Because the floor actually, it has peach tones and tans and grays and whites and all sorts of stuff. The next person can change it to wood. I'm not doing that. We're only going to be here another 2 or 3 years. I'm not changing the floor. They can do that. Anyway, so that had to stay. So I'm looking. I found a color. I thought, ooh, that's the one. That's the one. But I wasn't sure if I wanted lighter or darker. So then I kept my color decks on the counter for a couple of days, in cloudy days, in the dark, at night when we just had the lights on, sunny days. And I just kept looking at it. I know I've told you I'm a color geek. And eventually I said, you know what? That's the one. But then you don't go buy a gallon of paint. You just don't. You buy the sample. Lowe's has their little ones that I think are like $5 or $6. I'm going to pull you up. I've shown you these. If you watched my stain video, I've shown you these. These are the Sherwin-Williams Color to Go. Getting a glare. 40% sale was going on, so I got 2 colors. I got Stingray and I got Sonora Gray. That was this color on the card. Stingray and Sonora Gray. I got samples because I thought, okay, well, I don't know which one I like. The Stingray's a little lighter, and lighter would be okay on that side because I don't get the natural light. This side has, let me show you, it has a whole bank of windows. There's like windows everywhere, and we get the setting sun. So the sun is always, this side of the house is always bright, always. Sometimes too bright, but I still love it. So what I did is I had this board that was a sign that I found at Goodwill. Originally I thought, oh, this would be fun if I like painted something on it, and I still may, but it worked perfectly for this. So I had this color at home already. This was Relaxed Khaki. It's a Sherwin-Williams color that I tried upstairs. I didn't like it. It was too brown for me, and I thought, well, let's just see if it works for the cabinets. No, it's still too brown for me. This one is Stingray. That was the lighter of the two that I showed you from the Ben Moore card. And it was too light for me. It's too close to white, especially as the sun hits this room and it lightens everything, which that might have to be another video. You can spend all this time picking out your color, but if you do like a really shiny sheen satin eggshell gloss, it's gonna change your color. Go with matte. Or if you have to have a bit of a sheen, go one up from matte. I've seen, excuse me, I've seen people spend hours on getting the right paint color, and then they put it in the wrong sheen, and it just changes it. The light hits it, especially if it's like a, you know, interior room where all you get is you don't get the natural sunlight, you only get the incandescent light. It just changes it. And so you want to make sure that color's gonna look good in your room, and don't muck it up with a paint that's too shiny. Anyway, so the Stingray was too light. I was gonna get too much sun in here, it was gonna look white. So then here's the Sonora Gray. And maybe, I think you can see, actually that's pretty good view right there. It looks pretty close to, so you can see this almost looks white. This one just has a bit of a green in the gray, and this one looks tan. It has a lot more yellow in it. So I thought, okay, so there's my colors. So then what do? Well, I hold it under here, and I look. And I'm like, yeah, no, too brown. Doesn't look good with that. Too white. Hey, I think we have a winner. And this board has literally been on my floor looking at the colors with the floor for probably a week. I wanted to see it in every, I told you I'm a color geek. Anyway, so that's how you do it. You find your inspiration, which by the way, this is the winner, Sonora Gray. And I plan on tackling this after Christmas, after the holidays. Still have to finish up my mom's rooms. I have 2 rooms I'm flipping there. And then the holidays are just they're gonna be here before we know it, because it's almost Halloween. Anyway, so that's what you need to do. Find your inspiration. That's the first thing. To do that, figure out what you can't change. If you can change everything in there, great. If you can't, find something a picture of something that has black countertops, that has, you know, purple carpet, pink carpet, whatever you have. The things you cannot change, that has to be figured into your paint. So then figure that out. Find your inspiration, go with that color, and then just use your color deck until you find something. And if you still can't get it, those who know me call me. I love coming over and talking paint because I am a paint geek. Anyway, I hope this helps some. If not, we'll keep plugging until we get you all to understand, because it isn't hard. Maybe your inspiration is a piece of fabric, or that could actually be a whole nother video, you know, because like, yeah, we're gonna cut this off now. We'll make that another video on choosing color. So I hope you have a good day. Thanks as always for watching. And I gotta get some work done before the sun's gone, so I can go play at the lake. Talk to you soon.